Hey, you guys. Oh my goodness. We are back right now with our relaunch of Behind the Scenes Bella podcast. I am your host, Fly Shireen. I am so excited. I told you guys on our pilot that we will be bringing in some of the biggest pioneers and moguls of our time onto this show. And I am just so excited. You guys asked for it, so we're doing it. So this is our second episode with our guest. We have the amazing, oh my goodness, she just giving life. It was, the anointing was in the spot when she hit it. We have the amazing Andrea Danielle Kelly. She is formerly known, well, professionally known as Drea. And y'all know I'm transparent, so I'm going to read this so I don't mess it up. All right, listen. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Is an American choreographer, dancer, and actress. Okay, she is the ex-wife of singer-songwriter R. Kelly. You have seen her on Hollywood Access. You have seen her on Growing Up. That's hip hop, right? They ain't loving hip hop. That's Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. Now we have her. I just want y'all to really give it up. Y'all gonna add the little clapping, but I have to really applaud. I'm telling y'all, I have to applaud you for being here. I thank you so much for coming out to Behind the Scenes, Bella. Here we just highlight people like yourself who are behind the scenes of so many things that are in the public eye that people really don't know. It's like y'all see one picture, but this is something totally different. And today we just want to expound on the beauty of who you are, that Bella piece, and talk about who you are now and where you're going in the future. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Come on, intro. Come on. You better eulogize me when she put in that dirt. Yes.
I done studied homiletics and hermeneutics. Okay, I am ordained. Y'all don't.
Come on. Yes. No, thank you. Thank you for having me and having a platform as such. You know, where you really do get behind the scenes.
Yes.
I think that unfortunately, with that celebrity, also comes opinion. But it's opinion that's not based on fact many of the time.
Okay, it's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
I always equated to when we were little kids. Remember you would play the game of telephone? And the message would start with one person. By the time it got around the entire circle, it was
misconstrued.
It was nothing that the person said in the beginning. I don't understand why people can understand that about a game, but they don't know that that's what happens in real life. And especially with these fake journalists with their blogs, butt naked, covered in peanut butter with a flashlight in their mama basement, looking up stuff about people and typing it and putting it out as facts.
That's right.
It just blows my mind. Yeah. And people will run with that. They will put it on a blog. They will put it on social media. And people are like, that is the gospel because I saw it on the internet.
It's law. It's law now.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's like, listen, you have been found guilty.
Yes.
They are the judge. They are the juror. I'm
absolutely.
Like, really based off of something. Like, it's different if you've met me and you've based your opinion off of, I met her and I didn't like her energy or something she said. But I heard.
Right.
That is the funniest thing. And who are they? Who are they?
They is everybody, aunt, uncle that's minding people's business.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was my take on today when I saw your name on the ballot. I said, you know what? I said, I want her to know that I don't even know your story. I ain't that messy. I don't be in people's business. I ain't in our business. I ain't in your business.
Right.
Because I'm just not that type of person. But like you said, we are living in a controlled media society where it's like I can't afford to believe what I hear about you.
Right.
Because they do the same thing to me. So it's like, I don't know that. I can't come in here with no formulated opinion and say, oh, this is what I knew. I just know for a fact.
I don't get it because it's like, you will hop on my social media page and spew all this hate. But Shantae, they talking about you in the post office lunchroom too. And you will go off. Be belligerent about they don't know me, they don't know my life, they don't know my kids, they don't know. We'll turn over tables, but we'll get on social media and do the same thing to somebody else, which is crazy to me.
You know what? I'm focused on the post office because they owe me some money, and that's why it's not happening because they're not doing what they're supposed to.
They're not. You used to like the post office and the postman. We not. And speaking of, since everybody like to be on social media, whoever that girl is out there with my $50 million check, would you please mail it to me? Please.
Listen, stop gossiping in the lunchroom and get it out.
Girl. Yes.
I am so happy to have you here. So I wanted to ask you a question. And this is based on like childhood, teenage years, where you are now. Who has inspired you the most in your life? Like just growing up, who has inspired you the most?
Oh, well, I would say out of the three different sectors in my life, because I feel like
And
dance
you
chose
can touch
me.
all of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like dance chose me.
Mm.
Believe it or not, Bob Fosse,
Okay.
such an influence in my life. Like you would think, and I love Alvin Ailey.
Okay.
I often say I deem Debbie Allen is like my first
Oh
dance
yeah,
teacher because I
I
used to
love
watch
her
Fame and
too.
my mom would move the furniture and I would be
Mm-hmm.
leg warmers a whole nine, like full on episode watching her on
That's a
Fame.
bad girl.
But
Yeah.
Bob Fosse based jazz, his
Wow.
lines and the way he moved and just
Mm.
it was something so elegant about it. And you don't see a lot of people of color that do that form of
Yeah.
dance. So people who don't know, it's Chicago, it's Nine,
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Charity.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is so amazing. And when I finally connected to that, I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. I want the lines and the drama. I want it all because people just I don't know what it is when you say dancer when it comes to black women.
Mm-hmm.
It's stripper or they think Alvin Ailey and that's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's got to be exotic.
Yeah, it's got to be exotic or it's Alvin Ailey. There's no in between. Yeah. So for me,
so did that Chicago piece kind of resonate with you?
Oh,
okay.
Pippin, Chicago, Sweet Charity, like Ben Vereen also, which was like Bob Fosse's right hand man. I actually got to dance in front of him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I was so nervous because I was like, okay, this man knows Fosse inside out. This has got to be perfection. He wanted to talk to me after the performance. I'm like, oh, he's about to eat me alive.
Oh,
he was like, gosh. You got it, kid.
I know that's right. I would have loved to be a fly in the wall.
I just remember being in complete awe, and it gave me such a level of confidence because, again, it's just a dance form that a lot of people of color don't do.
Yeah.
And for him to be his right hand, his eyes, to say, I got it. I was like, oh, y'all can't tell me nothing.
Right. Oh, because I got it now.
I got it now. And I used to think my lack of training was my downfall until I realized it's actually my gift.
It is.
Where I am, people study for years to get there, and I was just naturally born with it. That's an influence in dance. I would say men in my life, my dad. Like, I'm such a daddy's girl.
Me too.
Like, that's my dog.
Me too.
That is my dog. Yeah, hi, Daddy. Hey, Cliff dog. That's like, I call him, like, yeah, Daddy. I will crawl up in his lap, groan.
Me too.
Like, it is just, I turn into a little girl every time I'm around my dad, see my dad, talk to my dad.
Me too.
He's always been that voice. It's like, you got it. You know what? Take fear with you, too. My dad has never taught me, grow up and be fearless. Grow up and you black woman, you can conquer the world. No. On those days where you feel like you can't, don't. Those that you don't want to do, don't.
Okay.
My dad is such an amazing man that he even told me, if anything about me makes your life less fulfilling or pulls you down, let me go too.
Ooh. Okay.
I was like, you a bad man.
Listen, I know that's right. And he was training you up right. My father, he holds the same kind of conversations with me. I've bounced into so many different industries. And he would say, you could be whatever you want to be. You could be a firefighter today. You could be a nurse tomorrow. You could be a chiropractor the next day. It's up to you. You just keep evolving. So men in our lives are so important. And that's amazing that you have an amazing father because mine is dope too.
So dope. And I'm so happy I had him because I had a point of reference.
Yeah. Going
through the abuse that I went through, thank God I had the father that I had because I always had that still voice like, but I've never seen my father do this. I've never seen my father not treat a woman like a woman. I've never seen my father not take care of him. I've never seen my father be verbally abusive. Wow. So thank God he was that steady in my life that I was able to I had that anchor because of him. I think the last influence, and they're in no particular order, my children.
I know that's right. Come on, kids.
My kids, when I tell you, I want to be them when I grow up.
Wow.
Like, I stand on their little shoulders. My kids are the ones that have been like, Mom, tell your story. You're helping women. Like, Mom, you can do it. At an early age, I used to check in with my kids, and they would give me report cards.
Okay.
And one year, I got an F. And I'm like, why I get an F? I'm reading it. It says I got an F because you need to take more time, do stuff for you, take care of yourself. At a young age, they knew that, Mama, you can't be all things to everybody, including us.
Self-preservation,
So,
first rule of all
like,
life.
what?
Listen,
It takes your children,
out of the
and we
mouths
think
of
as
babes. Yep.
moms that we're doing something, and we're giving them a false sense of security when they never
Mm-hmm.
see mama cry, when they don't think you have bad days, when they
Mm.
don't see you fall down. My kids know I got a saying in my house: you could lay down, but you can't stay down.
Listen,
You can't stay
you
down.
know, see, I got one too. I said, I help you up off of your knees. I won't help you up off of your ass.
Yes.
Look,
Come on. Come on.
Because if you on your knees, that was an indication you once was standing there. If you sitting on your ass, I can't help you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes. Like,
look. So we got some sayings now.
we got some sayings.
Especially
We got
in the
some
black
sayings.
families. We got.
Come on now. Come on.
We will sayings you to death. Okay?
Listen, that's why I think we need to rewrite the Bible.
Oh,
it should be the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Black Household Testament.
Me and Drea gonna come out with a sayings, a black folks sayings book.
Yes, because it's gospel, and we live by it. We live by that.
That's right.
Like my kids at an early age, like everybody calls it like gentle parenting now.
Uh-huh.
I've been parenting my kids that way from the beginning. Like they have a voice. They have an opinion. How dare you look at them and say, what you got attitude for? You just got out the bed. There's some days you get up and get out the bed and got an attitude.
Oh, yeah.
And we need to understand on their level, you don't go to school with them, so you don't know what it feels like to be bullied, picked on, told you're dumb, you're stupid, dealing with racist teachers. So in their world, they may get up and really feel like, I don't want to go back to that place and be with those people for the next 8 hours. So I've always let my children express yourself. Respect is earned. I don't care if it's a teacher, if it's a police officer, if it's a firefighter. They have to earn respect. They don't get to talk to you a certain way just because you're a child. But at the same time, there has to be a level of respect. Defend yourself respectfully. So just to see that in them, and as adults now to watch them really walk in that, it gives me the strength to say, keep walking in yours because they're watching you.
Wow. And you know what? That's amazing, because I'm thinking about even the people who will watch this. And even for myself, what you said was so prolific. I have a son who's 17. And everybody knows he's had like suicide things going on and all these different things with mental health since he was very young in age.
Wow.
But we had certain incentive-based programs within the house to try to say, this is what you earn based on your behavior. So just because they diagnosed them with whatever and saying that they have this and that, we can still take a clinical approach to say that, you know, you smart enough to know right from wrong. Right. So if you earn 15 points, we're going to get you a gift from the top shelf. If you earn, 2,000 points, you get to choose to go to Disney World or whatever the case may be. I started putting those things in front of him that he deemed that had value, and just kind of seeing different parenting styles from people was just amazing to me, because some of those things I could even incorporate in my own household, especially now that they're getting big and grown, where they think they could tell you how to go and where to go.
But here's the thing. Most people look at that as a bad thing. With my son, I allow it. Because here's the thing. We always tell our young black boys, you got to grow up and be a man, but you never put them in a place to exercise being a man.
Right.
What does that look like? So I let my son sit at the head of the table. Even when I could wear what I want to wear. Yes, I could. But if my son says, Mom, that's a little too revealing, I don't go, boy, I'm grown. I can wear what I want. I ask him, why do you feel that way? Because men looking at you, I'm not there. Nobody's there to protect you. So now I'm teaching him not to be controlling, but how are you a protector? How do you, if you have a partner, express to them, this isn't me trying to be controlling. This is me showing that I love you and wanting to protect you. I even asked my son, what would you like for dinner this evening? Because if he's not practicing how to be a man, why do we expect him to just get in a relationship and you better know how to be a man? There's certain things, my son, there's certain bills that he pays, and I don't ask him when you're paying it, how much you're paying it, where you're going to pay it. This is what it is. And he says, Mom is paid for.
Oh, I know that's right.
If I'm not, again, we have to teach them. We have to put them in a position to practice. So my son is amazing. Like I tell anybody,
so I can have him mentor.
My son is so dope. He is so. When I just say, I've been so blessed because I know a lot of women. Like my son. I taught my son at an early age. Like one year, he gave me a Father's Day card. I said, son, I know where your heart is, but never give me another Father's Day card.
I don't do that.
And I told him, you know why? Because I can never teach you what it's like to be a man, and I will never be able to teach you what it's like to be a black man in this world, but I can teach you how to treat a woman. And he's like, I get it, Mom. Because I told him, no matter what happened with your dad, you eat the fish and you spit out the bones, because he taught you two things, the man that you will always be and the man you will never be. So you still got something from your father.
know that's right.
And if you can keep them on that track, and as black moms, y'all not gonna like this, stop saying stuff like, oh, you just like your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Because if all he's hearing is negative,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't look in the mirror and see a black woman.
Right.
He doesn't look in the mirror and see you. Though he may favor you, he looks in the mirror and he sees the face of his father. So everything you hate about that man, every day you look at my face, I must remind you of that. And then it becomes that inward self-hate. And then you wonder why he becomes hell on wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Because you helped to put him there.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you want to say, all I did, and I was the mother and the father. Quit telling him that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They say,
it's
horrible. Happy Father's Day to the mothers. I know. Oh, no, I ain't no man. I never want to be one. I never proclaim to be one. No, I can't do it. I can't either.
I can't. It's something about Michonne, though, that's off when that happens. And when I see women on there and they be like, I'm the father. No, you're not, ma'am. No, you're not. Now, you may be a parent who had to take the place and try to facilitate as best as possible. Yeah. But if you're going to do that, find him uncles. Find the neighborhood father that's like, hey, I'll take him fishing with me. Tell him Happy Father's Day. Absolutely. And a matter of fact, you get him a card too. Tell him if it's his coach, if it's his pastor. That's what I was gonna say. Do that because then it also allows him to be vulnerable with other men, to let men into that space that you don't even realize you're closing off to men. Because if I hear my daddy's no good, my mama can't stand him, she hates him, I must be like him, then all men must be like him. I don't want nothing to do with men. And then you wonder why he doesn't have camaraderie with men.
You preaching it. Y'all, I ain't got no speakers offering. So I'm letting you I'm letting you know that now. We ain't passing no collection plate, but you preaching it.
That's okay. But you know what? This is why you do behind the scenes, because these are the parts of me that people don't even know.
That's
exist.
Right. Y'all ain't even know she was this prolific. She done put it together. I'm getting ready. I'm like, now, Deja, where's my purse so we can get her? I got about $5 or $10 to pay. Listen, I am serious because that is so important. Like I tell my son all the time, he's struggling with the fact of now it's like he doesn't even want to identify with a man because the depictions that he saw were so poor in projection. And I had to explain to him, I said, son, we don't need more members. We need more supporters. Yeah. So go out there and be a great man to somebody else's daughter. Yes. Go out there and be a great father to your children. You know what I mean? We'll need an addition. You ain't got to think about who you are and I don't want to be a man and so on and so forth. No, you are that. Right. And you can be that and you can show the world we take that mess and turn it into a miracle. Yes. Like, people don't understand. I speak highly of my children's father to them. Because at the end of the day, I'm very clear. I was married to him. You were born from him. I know you come from him. That's right. Those are two separate entities. And if I can do it, no matter how toxic, how horrific, Peaches, you could do it too. That's right. At the end of the day, you have to separate your relationship with their father, who happened to be my ex-husband, and the relationship with the man whose DNA they share. At the end of the day, however my son feels, however my daughters feel, I support them. You want a relationship? Great. Right. You don't? Great. You want to talk to him? Great. You don't? Great. It's not for me to be like, well, when I was married to him, I don't see why you want to deal with it. Right. That has nothing to do with them because at the end of the day, they have to make that decision to say, like I said, eat the fish, spit out the bones. What's the good I can take from it? So instead of, because I know, I'm very clear though, we live in a world where society wants to always push the horrific parts of my ex on my children. I have to counterbalance that with saying, in order for you to just be sane in life, like people don't think that far, which is sad to me. Do you know what that feels like? You're not spewing hate about an artist to a child. You're spewing hate about their father to a child. Yeah. And they will be my children to the day that I die. Know that. Because I don't take them back. Listen. Because, girl, let me tell you, people do the weirdest thing. They be like, they grown. So ask a mother whose son gets murdered at 35. Does she go, oh, well, he grown. It don't affect me like that. When he lays in that casket, you're going to hear that mama scream, my baby. That's still my baby. So what makes y'all think that those are not still my babies? And they're going to be my babies till the day I die. So y'all can stop that. Quit texting and tweeting that. Yes, they're going to be mine to the day I die, just like yours are yours to the day you die. That's right. And she got backup too, y'all. We don't play around here. We don't play. Look, she family. So, but what you just said was, so the next question, you talked about just about the beauty. So that's what the next question is. Just what is the beauty that you can kind of see out of all of this that happens? Because sometimes in life we will go through so many tumultuous trials and tribulations, and it's like, what beauty do you see inside of all of that's happened to you within the last 10 years? You know what I mean? What's the beauty that you get from
The
that?
beauty is it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. When you're in it, you feel like it's just me. It's just me. I'm the only one. God, why would you forsake me? Why would you let me go with it? Like, how could you? I did everything right. I got married first, then had my kids. Like, and we prayed. Like, why would you let this happen to me? And when you get to a place that you understand God's not letting it happen to you, he's letting it happen through you.
Ooh,
There's a difference because when it's happening through you, you are a vessel. When you're happening to you, God has left you. And his word said he will never leave or forsake you.
Nor forsake you. And he said, I never seen the righteous forsaken nor seen begging for bread.
No.
Listen, I don't beg for no bread.
No. So that was the beauty when I got to that point that I was like, whoa, this is bigger than me. And to see other women be freed, or to see women even have that light bulb moment to go, I didn't even know it was abusive until I heard you speak. I thought it was normal. I will give you some back history for me. The first time I ever saw a man beat a woman was my grandfather. He was a Baptist preacher. So God, love, and pain were one for me at a very young age. So I grew up thinking that if a man of the cloth beats his wife, certainly a man in the world does.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing's abnormal about this. Again, another behind the scenes thing that people don't know about me. People, well, how did you stay and how you end up in it? And that could never be me. Honey, you were already me. You didn't even realize it. I say we're all trees. We're branch, leaf, fruit, root. You got to get to the root of your tree to know why you bear the fruit that you do. And what was at the root of my tree, I grew up in a household where abuse was normal. Right. So for me to be in an abusive marriage was not abnormal.
Right.
So people judge you based upon, they think that, oh, everything was so perfect in your life and you ran into something like this. You should have just left. How do I leave something that's not abnormal to me?
Right, right.
I saw my grandmother do it. And it wasn't so much what my grandfather did that changed me. It's what my grandmother didn't do that changed me. She got up the next day and made that man breakfast like nothing ever happened. So I learned to be a lady of grace through abuse, that you don't talk about it. This stays here. We put up this front. We're this great Christian family, and this is how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's what we do in most households. We just try to mask everything behind the scenes, or we put it behind the veil or behind the curtain and say, you know what? I can just recall every event or photo shoot that I've done. I was either crying prior to or under some type of persecution or scrutiny going into it. And they would say action, and I would say, hey, you guys, welcome and thank you to...
Yeah.
They don't even know my son was just arrested. They don't even know this one in the hospital. They don't know that one just tried to steal a house. Listen, I'm talking about, but soon as action, hi, everyone, thank you, welcome.
And at a very young age, we're taught to pretend. We're taught, and we live in a society where we're not teaching people to heal either. We're teaching people to pretend.
Oh, just cover it right on.
Cover it up, because when you're vulnerable, you're attacked on social media.
Oh yeah, big
so
time.
Now I can't be vulnerable, so I have to pretend everything is okay. But then when you pretend everything's okay, everybody says you're fake on social media.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's right.
So I got to a point where if I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't give a damn. How about that? So that is really where I am in my life now.
We just don't give a damn.
On my worst day, I'm the best you.
Oh,
because you have not survived what I have survived.
I know that's right. I know that's right. See, we got so much in common, because even when I speak, I tell people I was winning here. I beat millions of sperm cells in the sack.
Come on. I came on through like what?
Look, okay,
What's
it was
up?
Millions in the race with me before I even got here. So I got winning on my life just because when I came through, you understand, my father's urethra, I was already
You was
winning.
ready for it.
Okay.
Yes.
But even like how the Bible says we were ordained in our parents' womb. That's really true. Because think about the millions of souls that didn't even get to experience life. Yeah. So you was already winning, Drea, from the beginning.
From the beginning.
And then having that ordination in your mom's womb to this is, we don't like the ills and the pains and the aches on the journey, but it's all a part of the plan.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? My mom's OBGYN actually told her to abort me.
Oh, no.
Because she had a high-risk pregnancy.
No, okay.
Yes, she was on bed rest, I think, like the last 6 months of her pregnancy.
Oh, my gosh.
And, she threatened a miscarriage the entire time. and I came into this world fighter. My mom said that they didn't think I was going to make it. Was born 9 pounds, 12 ounces. My mom said I pulled myself out, pulled my own arms out. Ooh. She said I came into this world looking around like, what's up? What we doing? So I know that just being and I don't even want to say a fighter because that would seem like a struggle.
Right.
Just
an overcomer.
A warrior, an overcomer. Yeah. Just, it's in my DNA. I don't know how to give up. I wish I did. I don't. Lay down, can't stay down, but I don't know how to give up.
I know that's right. And that kind of see, you keep rolling it right in. Because that brings me to just my last question for you. How has your faith in God, like, if because I don't know people's walks, but for me, it's like faith is so important to carry us through. How has God done anything for you where you just said that I'm just going to keep on holding on? I got the strength to endure another day. This did not overtake me. Like, how does your faith keep you going?
When God was with me, when I did not jump off that balcony, when my babies were little.
Mercy.
Yeah.
So you had an experience where you just was going to let it go.
I was, as a mom, when you get to the point that you'd rather die than to be with your babies, you are at your lowest low. Mercy. And the abuse was so bad that I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even want to live another day. And as a mother, when you lose that will to live for your babies, it doesn't get lower than that. Wow. And to hear the voice of God in that situation to say, get down and get your laptop. And I'm thinking, nah, I know we're made in your image, but this is not funny and not today, sir. You on that throne playing. Yeah. Changed my life because it made me look back and see that he was with me every step of the way. The fact that even in that, he did not let my hand go because some people would have jumped. And not to say God wasn't with them. If your time was your time, I'm not one to judge it. I can just say for my time, he was like, you're not done. You're not. You survived this for a reason. You are a vessel. You have to stay here. Not only for those children, you are breaking generational curses. And people have to be aware. Generational curse breaking does not mean just in your family. Because I broke generational curses in my family, it means my son will not marry somebody else's daughter and carry that same generational curse into a whole nother family. My daughters will not marry somebody and carry that into a whole nother generation of family. So we have to be aware. When you are assigned and you're a warrior like that, and you are here to break generational curses, it's not just for your family, it's any family attached to you.
That's right.
And when I knew that, when I stepped into that power, I was like, yo,
you was untouchable.
Hold on. So I'm like one of your favorite daughters. You chose me.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. It allowed me to start looking at life totally differently. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front. Was it days that I was like, you're still playing?
Yeah.
Now, look. Now, you told me to leave and I left. Now, what parts of this was going to get worse?
But that's what it is, because we don't want that. We don't want the parts in the middle where it's stress and it's strife and it's this going on.
Because we live in a world where it's too many movies where it's and the sky open up and the sun ray come down and God be like, Andrea. No.
It don't happen like
that. Sometimes you going to feel like the throne is on vibrate, that he is not taking prayers today.
That's right.
You do feel like sometimes you in the prayer closet, you like Matthew, Mike, Luke, John, Romero. I don't even know if y'all I'm calling on everybody. Ruth, look, Hezekiah. Anybody up there can get him to turn that throne on, because you will. But I say I liken it to a butterfly. The cocoon. You start out as the caterpillar. That is the abusive parts, the parts where you feel broken. And when you go into that cocoon, it's that dark place. But it's in that darkness where it's just you and God. And no one can take you out of that dark place. Because in that place with a butterfly, this is they're strengthening their wings. And if you open it too soon, they will die. So please do not take to heart if your friends, family, loved ones, exes, whomever don't come rescue you. They're not supposed to. You're in the cocoon and you're in the dark alone with God for a reason, because he's turning you into a butterfly.
Oh, yeah, that metamorphosis is taking place.
And when that metamorphosis happens and you fly, and here's the thing, butterflies are one of the most beautiful creatures on earth. Their wings are paper thin but so strong.
Oh, I know that's
I've seen them fly in a storm and like, it's not even phasing that butterfly. But I think that we have been taught that God's love is this sweet, fluffy, give you everything you want love. But imagine if we gave our kids all the donuts they wanted, all the soft drinks they wanted, watch all the TV they wanted. It's not good for you. So if you're earthly babies, you have to tell them no, and that's the end of the discussion because you know it's to save their life. What makes you think your Heavenly Father don't have to tell you no, end of the discussion? It's to save your life.
I know that's right. Listen, I want to know, can you tell me the things that you're working on right now that are like so precious and dear to you? Because I want to be able to know, and I want the people to know what you have going on right now today.
Well, of course, still dancing, man.
I know. Listen, so, I seen her Instagram. I said, I'm going to take me a heels class. I'm going to get on that. I said, because she was, I said, that's why he was. Look, I said, because she can move and sashay, honey. Listen.
Well, you know, they don't write songs about a girl for nothing. Nah, come on. I'm gonna step into my rightful place, whether y'all like it or not. Whether you like it or not. When I tell you,
when I see her routine, I said, I got to go down to the studio.
Come on, yes.
I got to go down to the studio and get in a class.
Yeah, so I have my Dance Fitness Over 40 class.
Okay.
And I created, because I feel like that demographic, that woman gets forgotten.
Okay. Now, can I come, though?
So any woman, look, you're a grown woman, you can come.
Okay.
I just specialize in women 40 and over because I feel like that this is the time where you're rediscovering you. Either you're into being a grandmother or your kids are off to school. You're about to go through that empty nest. So you're trying to figure out, like, where's my sexy that got me pregnant back in 79?
Oh, yeah, because we need to resurrect that.
Like, you trying to figure out, like, where is my sexy from 83?
I know.
Where did it go?
I'm on 83. Listen.
Like, 1999, I was wearing bustiers and thigh boots. What happened?
I seen an old picture the other day. I was like, oh, no, I got to get, this was me on the beach?
Yes.
But back then, I thought that I was worse. You know, like, you be looking at old pictures like, well, take me back to that then. Because I thought back then I wasn't looking right.
Yes. But I want women to be comfortable in their now.
Yes.
And get away from who I was back then. You're not supposed to be her.
Yeah.
I don't know why people try to make women feel like you're supposed to be who you were. I was young and dumb at 20. I don't want to be her. I was lost and confused at 30. I don't want to be her.
Right.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I want women to celebrate their sexuality too and their sensuality. Great sex starts with you.
Ooh,
if you are not comfortable,
you got to be in the right spirit.
If you're not comfortable in this, if you don't know what feels good to this, how do you expect your partner just, you know?
And he could feel it and tell it too. Men ain't stupid. They take that little dish too, but they know when you're in it and not.
Right. And a lot of women, we've been pretending because we don't know for ourselves, and then the shame sets in because it's like, how do I not know for myself? I should know myself. Well, how? Where do you go to learn?
Yeah.
Like, just because I was born with a vagina don't mean I know how to use it.
Ooh, didn't I tell her I ain't got no speakers offering?
I mean, that's the truth.
I told, because what they say, it ain't the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Some women got some vaginas and just dumb as dishwater.
I say dumb as a rock. Look, don't even know. You just dumb as a block of cheese.
Dumb as dishwater. You be like,
don't know what to do. And here it is. It's not because you're dumb because you opted to be. It's because you don't have other women, your queendom, your village to say, this is sexy, this is beautiful for you. Right. Now let's grow that thing. So doing that, my burlesque company, I finally did it. My children pushed me to do it. Because I was like, now you know my titties finna be out, y'all. You sure? My daughter was actually in my burlesque company, still in my burlesque company. She performed, like, having her be a part of that and being able to share that with my daughter. Like, sensuality, sexuality does not have to always be something you see on Pornhub or something over the top, over sexualized. There's the sensual parts, the beautiful parts. And how is my daughter to know if I'm not an expression of that?
That's right.
You know, back in the day, I used to say we had aunties, your rich auntie, the one, honey, that had her Salem lights,
say it all
house
the
smelling
time.
Good, and was teaching you about life.
Listen, I say it all the time. Shout out to my Aunt Kim. I say it all the time. She in every book, every thank you page I could put in, because she was my rich fly auntie, and listen, I'm talking about introduced me to all the sports players and this and that, and she's like, no girl, when you walk like this, you talk like this, when he do this, all you do is be present and pleasant. Sit yourself over here, offer him a bottle of water. She had it down to the 9.
Yes.
She had it down to the 9.
But a lot of us don't have. You think of this next generation behind us.
They gonna
everybody
be
want to be a glam mom. No, I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
I want to be that. I've earned this title. I've survived some. We allowed to cuss on this show?
Go ahead. I think I said a few.
I didn't survive some shit. So please don't take my honorary grandma badge.
That's
when people call me auntie online, honey, you are not offending me at all. That is not offensive. The fact that you can look to me and be like, yes, Auntie Drea, go auntie, because I know there's some young women out there that do not have that. They do not have that influence in their life of what does it mean to be a woman, and how do I cultivate what woman is for me. That's why I did the class. That's why I even do the burlesque show, because so many women are afraid. So many women have been nude in front of a man and never been naked. How do you do that? How do you do that?
That's another word. She dropping gems. I hope y'all picking up what she putting down.
So burlesque is a way that I teach women. It's not just about, and some people be like, oh, it's glorified stripping. You don't even understand.
You call it what you want, because I'm going to be at the class.
Yes. Please do.
You call it what you want.
Because my bed going to be warm. You can call it what you want to. Yes. So during that, I started Vintage Baby.
Okay.
So people don't know this about me either. I'm into fashion design. Have been since middle school. I actually got into the Bob Mackie program. Fell in love with it. Sketch design, sewing. Like, I absolutely love everything about fashion. So my costumes that people see me in my burlesque show, I actually make them.
You've made them.
I made them.
All right. Shout out.
Yes. The girl has many skills. Many skills. Yes.
Okay. Listen.
Yes.
This is a Proverbs 31 kind of woman. Listen.
Baby, come on. Doing that, Hemi Rose is my jewelry line. I make handmade jewelry.
Okay.
I chose hematite for its healing powers.
Okay.
And it's very important too, because we carry around a lot of cellular devices and all the radiation.
And the radiation.
Yes, so I do a lot of my work is in hematite. So I use hematite, obsidian, onyx, rose gold hematite. I use platinum hematite.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like my real love that I love to do, besides being a black female vegan. Like, honey, I get in them pots.
And you look good.
Thank you.
You look good. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm riding this 49, honey. Yeah, because it's old 50. I'm coming out my own cake. Do you hear me? I'm having an extravaganza, and I'm coming out of my own cake. Please know you heard it here first.
I know that's right.
Yes, because thank God I don't look like what I've been
Yes,
through.
absolutely. You look what when you walked in the door, I said, well, now look at her, skin all tight and looking good. Because I'm telling you, when I saw you on the Instagram, I was like, them legs is legging.
Thank you, boo.
Them legs is together. They was giving very much Tina. Rest in peace to Tina. Very
Girl,
much.
you know, I was devastated.
I wasn't no good. Wasn't no good.
It was so bad, my kids had to check on me. And they're like, you all right? You still in mourning? I was done. I was done.
No good.
You know what? The connection I have to her, which is so funny, because people often say, well, why does she keep the last name? She keep the last name. Why she got the last name? First of all, this is pure shade. Ooh. You shouldn't be worried about why I kept the last name. You should be concerned about what I do with the last name.
I know that's right. Because but a lot of women in the celebrity, even Hearts, they've got, she's got some backlash with keeping that last name. And I remember watching Ike and Tina where he said the name got my daddy blood on it, the name stayed home and all of it. That is your rightful name. That's what you done signed up for, and all the hardship associated with it. But child, please go somewhere to them.
Let me tell you something. Look, what people don't understand, first of all, your last name is not a car lease. It's not like there's nowhere in your vows, there's nowhere on the marriage certificate that says, well, at the end of the marriage, you got to return the name, and you can only have it for 36 months. Right, and you can't go over mileage. So people need to understand that is legally my name, first of all. It's my children's name. Use common sense. Yeah. What would I look like to my children going, y'all Kellys, I'm not. If my kids got to go through it as a Kelly, if they have to go through the fire as a Kelly, I'm going through the fire with my kids as a Kelly. And if you can't understand that is not my fault. Reading is fundamental. Listen, that is not my fault.
I'm with her. Her name is Kelly. Did you get that?
It is what it is. Like, and here's the thing. They crucify me for the very thing they're curious about. Because if my name was Miss Jones, you wouldn't be on my Instagram. You wouldn't care less about my ex-husband and anything I went through. But the fact that my name is Kelly is why you're even on my page. It's why you Google. It's why your sick behind will follow me just to leave a sick comment.
Yep.
So and you need to look at yourself before you look at me. Check yourself.
Listen, and y'all got to stop doing that too, because people, it doesn't matter if you talent, behind the scenes, whatever the case may be, we are real people.
Yes.
So those comments, they hurt, just like somebody would hurt your little feelings down at the poppy store. You hurt. So stop, just leave it alone. You can keep that little comment to yourself.
Yeah, but like they say, hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. But the opposite side of that is heal people heal people.
There we go. And
I know what I'm
healing.
Here for.
Yeah,
I know what I'm
healing.
Here for. In the words of Kanye West, I'm for who I'm for.
Listen, okay? I ain't pushing nothing that ain't supposed to be pushed.
At all.
I was told you were coming out with a book.
I am.
You want to share that with us? Are you privy to share that with us?
Yes. So my book is, it's really, people are going to think, oh, it's salacious. Oh, she's going to be giving grease and dirt. It's really about healing.
Oh, okay.
It's really about healing. But unfortunately, you have to share the dark parts of the healing.
You do.
We live in a world where we think, namaste, downward dog, burn some stage, I'm going to be all right. Mm-hmm. No, healing looks like, I don't want to get out of bed. Healing looks like, God, why won't you just let me die in my sleep? Healing looks like, God, are you even there?
Yeah.
Do you care?
Yeah.
Healing looks like, I don't want to be here anymore. Because the undercurrent of that is, but God, as long as you by my side, I will fight another day.
That's right.
And I think that people need to have a book that's out, not about the gory details, because that's for people who just want their curiosity satisfied.
Right.
My book, I'm going to share the stories, but I want the glory part of the story to be shared.
Yeah.
The parts where I had to lean on God because I had nobody else. The parts where I was confused and didn't know, like, God, did you tell me to leave or not? Because it felt like when I left, it got worse.
Right.
Like the parts where God shows up and says, daughter, I am pleased. The parts that sometimes I don't want to do interviews. I don't want to do appearances. I don't want to talk about him. But God says, you have to.
Yeah.
That part, like I said earlier, that's bigger than me. And when people can connect to your life is bigger than you, it gives you the strength. So that's why I'm writing the book. The book is not just, as people say, you want to kick him when he down, and why you want to write a book.
Tell it all.
To tell all. No, it's to save somebody's life.
That's right.
Because sometimes when you're in that dark place, you're not on social media. You're not going out. You're not socializing. Yeah. Sometimes it is just you at home with a book in bed. And maybe you will lay in that bed for 3 days straight and read this book from cover to cover. I've done my job.
That's right. Shoot, I'm telling you, if it was not yesterday, I was at home, and anything can strike a chord. But I'm so glad that you're putting this book out, because I was just washing dishes and I started to cry. I was like, God, I am under distress. I really am. And sometimes when we are movers and shakers and we keep going, depression looks like I'm just going to sit on the couch today. I've sent a few emails, so we're not completely ineffective, but it's just that we're not performing at our highest self.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, wow, I might have been a low-key depressed or something. I was like, because I didn't sit here and watch 4 episodes of Power and
ain't moved. And then researching, I saw Brene Brown, somebody that I absolutely love, and she was like, she sat down and she was watching Downtown Abbey, and then afterwards she was looking up the actor. I said, and I've been in that place where you like, to the nothingness.
The nothingness.
I want the nothingness, because as soon as I turn this TV off, my mind starts going, and I'm thinking,
it takes
you go
me back
into
to
that
reality.
spiral. But what I have learned to is the words that we speak to ourselves. I hear a lot of people say, I'm depressed, and I tell people, say to yourself, I'm going through depression.
That's right.
You're going
because you got to come out on the other end.
You got to come out, and to say that you're depressed would mean that God gave up on you. But when you say, I'm going through depression, that means God is with me.
That's right.
We, again, even in that speaking, don't treat him like a deadbeat dad. He didn't let you be depressed, but he's going to help you get through depression.
Yes.
He did not leave you with anxiety, but he's going to help you get through anxiety, because our Father would never do that to us.
This has been so great talking to you.
Likewise.
This has been so great talking to you. Your spirit is good, because I even told him before, I said, do you got something where I can see where she talking at or something so I can see? Y'all know I got to highly vet people when they come on. I'm like, is she filled with the Holy Spirit or something? I don't know, because you deal with so many people. Tongues be real. Listen, but your energy is so good. And especially just hearing all that you have gone through, and the fact that you can present in such a way with such transparency and just openness and that godly light towards you. Yes. It's a pleasure to be here.
But you have that same energy, though.
Oh, glory.
Because I've sat across from people camera and all, looking at my publicist like now I'm
you
about to go right. Yeah, you fired. Yeah, you have that amazing energy, and I thank God that you listen to him.
Yeah,
because it's very easy when you have personal life going on. You be like, now, God, I know you don't think I care about no hair, no makeup, no lights, no cameras, and nothing else. But when you know that you are chosen, and I tell people, you'll know when it's God and you know when it's ego by two things.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know when it's ego when you say, I don't want to go. I don't want to be bothered. I don't feel like talking. I don't want to see people. You know that you don't want to do it because of ego. You know that it's God when you say, I will do it even though I don't want to talk to people. I will do it even though I'm not in the mood. I will do it with tears in my eyes and my throat cracking because I know somebody on the other end is supposed to hear this, and I'm a vessel. And it is what it is, and there's no getting away from it.
Listen.
And that's how you have to live life. And if you choose not to, you're not living.
Well, ain't nobody mad but the devil, because this episode done came on and aired, and we good to go today. Listen, I want to know, can you tell the people where your studio is, where they can find you, your dance classes, your Instagram handles, anything that we could use to get in touch with you?
Yes. So my Instagram is official Drea Kelly. That's DreaKelly. My Facebook and Twitter are just Drea Kelly, DreaKelly. After that, honey, you probably have to Google me. I don't know what else to tell you.
Google her.
Google the girl. Google the girl. I am Googleable.
Yes. She's Googleable.
Google a girl. I'm still looking for a space, believe it or not. I've been here some years, but I travel so much.
Yeah.
So having a studio, it's not just about opening a studio, making sure you have a good staff that is going to teach your class to the level of excellence that you do, that is going to love it just like. And I found Atlanta, y'all are shifty.
Listen, and I'm here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so I know.
Little shifty.
I know. Yeah.
Like the level of excellence is a little different.
It is.
So for now, I teach at different studios. So leg days on Buford Highway.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm real close to Buford.
Oh yes, black owned. I love Ramisi. I teach there. I was at Zach Lee Studios for a while, but he has since moved his studio. So I really try to partner with other black studios.
Well, Casey's Playpen might got a spot for you too.
Okay. Yes.
But
we'll be here then.
Look, she gonna be at the Playpen then.
Yes.
Listen, but I just want to thank you for coming on Behind the Scenes Bella podcast. This is our second episode with Miss Beautiful Drea Kelly. This has been an amazing time. I want y'all to follow her, like whatever she's doing, buy the book when it drops, and we will see y'all next time. Okay, I love y'all. I love everybody. Bye.
Audio Jungle.